Okay, so what I want to do first is we're going to find the equations of the lines of this house. Mr. Modaber made this page, so if you love him, you can just say thank you to him in your mind right now. This is a very nice upgrade from the one that our book wanted us to do. He hated that one, so he remade this one. And I don't know, makes me happy. Okay, there are 11 different lines on this house. And the first thing we need to do is number them 1 through 11. Do you guys have any opinions on where we start numbering? Okay. 1, 2, 3. It really doesn't matter. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so first thing, just number all of your segments, and then we're going to find the equations of them. Some of them, though, don't really have any work to do, but find a spot in your notebook where we can show our work. And so we're going to start with segment 1. So I'm going to label that number 1, which is this one here. And I'm going to write down the coordinates on either side of segment 1. So segment 1 goes from -8, 10 to 220. The first skill I need you to be able to do is identify that those two coordinates are on both sides of segment 1. Can you tell? Segment 1 has this one and this one. Got it? Okay. All right, so now you can just scooch that over there for a minute. And then we say, okay, we're going to remember how to do this from yesterday. So I'm going to label this x1, y1, x2, y2. Slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Be really careful with the subtraction and the negatives. Okay, what is 20 minus 10? 10. And what's 2 minus -8? 10. And what's 10 divided by 10? 1. Okay, so the slope is 1. So we're going to come down here and go m equals x equals y equals. M is 1 from our previous problem. And then which point is easier to choose, point 1 or point 2? 2. Y equals mx plus b. Okay, so y is 20, m is 1, x is 2. Multiply those. Okay, so you have y equals 1x plus 18 as your final answer. Okay. Any questions about segment 1? How I got my answer, what I did, what math happened? Good? Okay, now go back to your resource page. And I need to show you where to put the stuff. So this is segment number 1. You're going to put the equation here. So y equals 1x plus 18. Okay. Now the domain. Is the domain x or y? X. And range is y. Okay. So what you do for domain is you look at the coordinates and you go from least to greatest. So this would be -8 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 2. Because -8 to 2 is least to greatest of the x's. Okay, then shift your hand over to the y's. Least to greatest. 10 is less than or equal to y is less than or equal to 20. And that line is filled out. Okay, now we're going to skip to segment, we're going to do segment 6 and 7. Not, okay, this is just purely by chance that they were labeled 6 and 7. I want to do a horizontal one and a vertical one. So we're going to do segments 6 and 7. So your notebook might be a little bit out of order, but that's okay because, you know, it's fun. Okay, so find segment 6 on your paper. And that coordinate segment 6 on this side is -8, 10. And then it goes to 12, 10. Okay, what do you know about the slope of something that's horizontal? It's 0. I don't really need to do any math, but what I want to do is go back to these notes that we took, which were on the 23rd, labeled notes, linear equations. And I want to focus in on this example, which was the very last one, which I did in a bunch of different colors. Okay, what I want you to notice is that the horizontal lines, the green one with a slope of 0, its equation was y equals 5. And the equation was y equals 5 because it crossed the y-axis at 5. Okay, and then do you see the vertical one, the pink one? That has an undefined slope, and its equation was x equals -2 because it crossed the x-axis at -2. Okay, so that means that, what's the one we're working with? Horizontal or vertical? Horizontal, right? Okay, so our equation should look like y equals a number. And what I want you to do is when you go back to, or when you are on the page that we're actually on, I want you to notice something about the y values of these two coordinates. What do you notice about the y values of these two coordinates? They're both 10, they're equal. Okay, so what you get to do is say, all right, I know the slope is 0. I know it's horizontal. So my equation is y equals 10. Why? Because the y's are 10. That's really all the work that you have to show for the horizontal and vertical ones. The horizontal ones, the y's will match. The vertical ones, the x's will match. Okay, so go to segment 6 in your resource page here. And We have to talk about the domain and range a little bit of that too. Okay, so my equation is y equals 10. I'm just going to make a note to myself that that's horizontal. Okay, and now for the domain, look at the x's, least to greatest. -8 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 10. 12, it's 12. Thank goodness Miles is here. Okay, now what do you notice about the y's again? They're both 10. So you're going to put y equals 10. The range is just 10 for a y. So there's only one number, just 10. Okay, so I want you guys to realize that the amount of work that this particular page is going to take is a lot less than you thought at the beginning, because how many horizontal and vertical ones are there? Yeah, so you really don't have to do a lot of work for those. Okay, let's do number 7. I promise you, I did not plan this out. Is it amazing and wonderful? Yes. Did I plan it? No. Okay. What are the two coordinates on either side of segment 7? -8, 10, and -8, 5. And this one is vertical. Everybody good so far? Yes, I. Man, I just need, I don't know, sleep, caffeine, something. New eyeglasses? I don't, no, not that. Those are actually pretty new. Okay, now we know vertical equations are x equals and whatever the x is. So I need to notice that the x's are supposed to match, and they do. So the equation is x equals -8. Okay, so for my vertical ones, it's x equals, just going to make myself a little note that that's vertical. Okay. And what about the domain? It's only one number. So we just say x equals -8. Okay, now for the range, you have to go least to greatest. -5 is less than 10. So we say -5 is less than or equal to y is less than or equal to 10. Okay. Do you understand what to do when the line has a slope? Calculate the slope, plug in m, x, and y, and solve for b. Do you understand what to do when it's horizontal? Do you understand what to do when it's vertical? Okay, so I want you guys to keep working on this, please, in your groups or on your own. Grab a calculator. Let me know when you're done. I'm going to come check your answers. Also, do you guys know what the homework is? (102 to 106). Okay, you can definitely work together. You can definitely talk about what you're gonna do this weekend. I'm gonna try to fit all of this into the screen. There we go.